Hi everybody, this is Terry from Sweet Pea Papers, the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group, and the Junk Journal and Paper Crafts Facebook group, and of course the Sweet Pea Papers Ko-fi shop. If you want to go check out the journals that I've already made, there are quite a few for sale there, and you might pick up your favorite if you get there, quick. So this is what I did to finish off page 1. I added the word gardening, and the reason it looks so raised up is I put a piece of chipboard behind this part, then I put a piece of chipboard behind the word gardening. Okay, I inked this card. I added this decorative pearls, or these decorative pearls on the front. We have the magnet. I added the word hobby without the chipboard because of the magnet. I didn't want it raised up higher than the magnet. I added this piece of ephemera and I inked this paper. Okay, so that's page 1. Now, we're going to go on to page 2. And what we're going to do for this page is we're going to make an uptuck, but we're not going to make just a plain uptuck. We're going to make a window, and we're also going to make it an irregular shaped uptuck. Okay, so that's what we're going for. That's why the image is so far down. So we have quite a bit to play with, and we're going to see how this is going to go. We're going to put this way so that the text is right side up. We're going to go down on the long part, which is going to be on this side. Let's go down to here. And then we'll work with cutting this later. Okay, and the width is going to be here. That'll give us a nice scrap that we can use for a pocket or a card. Put some ephemera on it and make a card out of it. Oh, I wanted to show you this before we get going. My friend Claudine made this pin cushion for me. You can see the top. It's the pin cushion with the cork, or not the cork, but the topping that goes on the top. She put a bunch of little knickknacks in the bottom for me. And this is a little mason jar, so you can open it to put the stuff in and out. This piece comes off. Then this piece comes off. Sure it does. Yeah, then this piece comes off and you can get to the goodies inside. I'd like to say thank you to her. That's a really awesome gift. As you can see, I really needed a pin cushion for all my white pins, or pins with white pin heads. So I'm going to put this away now, but I just wanted to show it to you. It's a Kerr canning jar. I don't know, maybe for some kind of a jelly, or what do you call it, those spreads, like the peanut, never mind, spreads. Let me put this away. But before we got into it, I wanted to show that to you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a window in this side. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so we've got this wide to make our window, or we can make it a little bit shorter and cut a little bit more off the bottom. Let's see what we've got as far as dye. I'm thinking this one. Well, that one's a little wide. Where's the next one down? That's going to be this one. Yeah, I think that'll work great. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and ink these two outsides, and this one, let's go ahead and ink this whole side since we don't know where we're going to cut it down to. And they're easier to ink before you cut the window in. So let's just go ahead and ink this bad boy. I did get this wet last night, fairly wet, and put the lid on it and let it sit. It's giving me a little more juice to ink with. I got some lace sprayed, and I found this iridescent purple spray that I had used or made using a re-inker. So I took the re-inker bottle and I put a drop in some alcohol, maybe 2 drops. It depends on how light it was. I don't remember now when I made it. So I'm going to need a refill, and it made this really great color that I think is going to go along with this really well. The lace is, the material of the lace is what was causing us to not be able to have a really good dye adhesion to it, or dyeing success. So let's put that there. And this is the paper, and I've got it inked. Let's get out the Big Shot. And of course, as you know, we do this to the side so we don't slide our glass work surface. Let's put this on here. See if I can get it on and keep it on straight. It looks crooked. Let me try it again. It's kind of hard to tell with the squigglies, huh? I'm pretty sure it's crooked. See what we've got here. Yeah, it's a little crooked. Now let's ink it before we forget. And I think we'll go ahead and put the acetate behind it. I don't know, maybe we should just cut the whole thing shorter and put some ephemera right there. It'd be kind of neat. I haven't seen any uptucks with windows before, but that doesn't mean it hasn't been done. Obviously, there are millions of videos online. We can use that as a card. let's put that in with the ephemera. Okay, let's put the acetate on. And let's make it just a little bit narrower. Because it's crooked. Cut it straight. And then we're going to put it even with the bottom so that when we go to slide our cards up in, it doesn't get caught on anything. So let's put the glue on here. My throat and my sinuses are kind of acting up a little bit this morning, so you'll have to give me a little bit of grace on that. Actually had a nosebleed this morning. Not a big one, just a little one. Telling me my sinuses are dried out, which means of course that they're swollen on the inside. And I'm pretty sure I have a sinus infection. I'm sure you guys all know how you tell that without me explaining it in a crafting video. Okay, this is the bottom. So let's go all the way to the bottom. Okay. We can slide it up just a little bit. Okay. So let's see where we're at here. Yeah, we're covering the butterfly, so we need to make it shorter. And put that there. Still gonna have to cut that just a smidge shorter. Okay. So now let's ink it. Maybe we'll put a word here. So all we have left to ink is this. Cut past it just a little bit. I think I'll probably just put some lace on there. We'll get some white lace to go with this. And we'll glue it on as a pocket. In fact, let's leave it as a tuck. I'll just do the two outside edges. There we go. And we can put it right here. Okay, and then we'll put, excuse me, a friend of mine is messaging me because she posted in the group with hashtag, which is fine. So if you have a hashtag that you want to use from another collab or something, that's perfectly fine. In Sweet Pea Papers, Junk Journal Tutorials and More, or Junk Journal and Paper Crafts. I'm pretty flexible. If you want to paste or post a link to a contest that you're doing or something like that, that's fine as well. Just clear it with me first so I can go check it out. I like to check things out. Okay, this lace has some pretty flowers on it. So we're going to put it across right here to cover up my boo-boo. And then we're going to put it across right here. We're still going to lose a little bit of that flower, but there's nothing we can do about that. There we go. Had it on there a little crooked. I hope I have a tag I can put up in there. I'll have to look through the papers for that. Find something with a picture up in the top corner, or something I can add ephemera to up in the top corner, because I'm not seeing anything in the top few pages. So I'm going to have to go through and look. So let's go ahead and glue this on. It's probably a little bit too much glue. Bring it down a little bit more. Keeps sticking to my fingers. I used a little bit too much glue. Okay. Then we're going to glue some across here. I'm liking this. And then we'll put some flat back pearls on here and shabby it up. Let's do it this way. I can cut it on the outside edge. See if I can do it without quite so much glue. Not coming out now. There we go. glue on it. Slide it over to where it matches the edge. And then let's slide it down. Oops. Once again, my big fat finger. Okay, my little fat finger, my little skinny finger. All right, we'll get it right. There we go. Put that there. And let's get out our flat back pearls. And then I will definitely find a word to put there, even though there's graphic there. Kind of cut off. That's the way the page came. I didn't cut it off. Oh, that's going to be pretty. I think there's enough glue. I love flat back pearls versus the regular ones that are round all the way around. This glue's dry, so we're going to have to put a little bit more glue over here. And then we will trim the string so that it's even with the pearl. Okay. And we'll, whoopsie. And we'll drop it. Bring that over. We got lucky. This one came out right where a pearl ends. So that will go there. Oh, how pretty. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Then I'll make the card and put the word on. This is going to be page 2. Okay. I'll put this at 30 minutes. I forgot to set it. That way I'll know without having to lean over and look. You know, we might, should we put the pearls along here? Don't have any lace there. I think so. Because I didn't want to have the lace sticking out. But I think we should put pearls there. Instead of just leaving that hanging, you know, empty. I don't want to glue my tuck shut. Then maybe we could put some liquid pearls around the corners. I don't even know if this is unclogged or not. We'll have to see. And it's okay if you have a little bit of a point on the top because it will settle. It's better than having the pearl dot not be round. Let me put one here. Now this is going to take a little bit to dry, so I'm going to have to set it aside somewhere. Okay. You put this on as tight as you can. Okay, that worked out well. I think that worked out pretty. So we've got that. So I think we're going to call that done, except for the card, but we have to wait for everything to dry first, and then I'll make a card to go in it off camera, and then you'll see it when we come back. And yeah, and I'll put the word on as well. I'm going to wait for these to dry before I go messing around over here. So let me set this to the side somewhere that it can dry. Okay. Then I think you're going to like the next page. You know, I told you I wasn't going to do all these flips and flaps, but I think I fibbed. Let me check this lace and see if it's dry. It is, because I used alcohol on it. Look what color it came out with the iridescent. That looks pretty cool. It's a little purpley, you know, light purple for it, or kind of pinkish. It's got that iridescent look to it, so that's pretty cool. I'm not going to cover up that flower. In fact, I'll probably make this into the, I might make this into the card. Yep. Okay, so we've got that. It's all kind of stiff right now. Why am I rolling it up? Okay. Then I've got the other piece, which has the dark on the one end with the iridescent sprayed over it to cover up the white that didn't take the ink. And then we will have the lighter on the other end. It didn't quite take all of the ink, but it's a very pretty color, so we should be able to use that somewhere as well. Okay, so we'll use this along the edge of a page, probably the other one as well. So this page is going to be fun. We're not going to get that much of it done in this video. But we can get started on it. Okay, this is going to be our paper, and it's been inked. Then we're going to make a flip up with a window and a card with a tab and a charm. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make the flip up out of the white paper. Oops, I accidentally got 2 pieces of paper there. I have to cut up all these. They're 1 by 1 squares. I use typing paper. Alright, that's the back of the flip up, so I don't need that right away. And this is the inside of the window. This is the paper, so I am going to need that. So first, we're going to determine our size. Okay. Let's go where we can see this. Now, I'm going to use this, otherwise it's going to be short. So we have to leave 1/2 inch to flip around the back, so let's do that. Then we want it to be the length of the page. So we want a border around the edge. Let's give it a little more to have a little bit of a border. So then we're going to give it a little bit down here to have a border. Then for the width, we want it the width of the paper. No, we don't. We want it the width here with a little bit of a border, but the border is going to be made by the paper on the inside. I want to make sure to see both flowers. So we'll make it that wide. Let's do the width first, and then we'll have all of this white left over. If I had thought about it, I would have made white around that tuck, but I didn't. Okay, so we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. So we know how big of an area we're working with. And then so we can see it better, we'll ink everything first. Paper. Then we're going to have to paper this and then cut the window in it. The back side is going to be the back of the window. Then we'll put a paper on the back side here. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. When need a magnet. book will paper the front. And okay. Paper it with this. I don't want this part in the corner. I don't mind it, that lighter area here. I'm going to flip it this way to make it easier to see. So this wide. That long. And again, we're cutting the width first, so that we have a nice long strap to use as a belly band somewhere. Can't see where I marked it for the length there. I may have cut it off. I think I did. Apparently I already cut it off, and that's why. Then when we come back, we'll start out with making the window. And putting it together, and then putting the flap on the paper. I like this paper. And with this flap being this long, we will have enough room to embellish this. Okay. It doesn't really look inked very much. Let's ink it again. I can see that it's inked, but to see it against the white didn't really look. Inked very much. Yeah, that's better. There is no up or down to this. We're kind of going every which way. That'll be better too, because then the glue will be dry when we cut the window. I don't think the window is going to go over where we have glue, but you never know. In one of the corners where I make that kind of a blob to help grab. Then when we come back, we'll run this through the Big Shot, which is our die cutter, and I will cut a window, and I think I will put the window towards the bottom. I think I'll put the window towards the top because we're going to have a magnet on the other side. In fact, oh, we can't put that on until we run it through the die cut machine. You'll crack your magnet right in half, or in even more pieces. Yeah, so let's stop there. It's a good place to stop. And then we will come back next time and finish working on page 3. And get that done, and I'll set up page 4 just in case we get done, so that we can start on page 4. I'm not really sure how many videos this is going to take. This is going to be a 2 signature book, but since I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday video postings, and then 2 weeks of a design team project, I have to try to get it in 6 videos. So we might do the first signature, do the 2 weeks of design team projects, do the second signature and the cover. Or I may do the second signature off camera. One of those 2 things is going to be true. Okay? All right. I will see you in the second video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Bye-bye.